Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to Physics 1005, Lab number 9, Calorimetry and Latent Heat. Hope everybody is adjusting well to the distance learning. We are going to make a few minor adjustments to today's lab as we no longer have access to Brooklyn College facilities. So I'm here in the kitchen and everything should proceed as normal. There are going to be a few slight differences. So part one to this is the mixing experiment. So here we're going to take 150 milliliters of water, and we're going to measure the temperature of that water, and we're also going to heat another 150 milliliters of water, take the temperature, and then we're going to mix them. So this will be our heating vessel, and I will heat this on the stove in a moment. This will be our calorimeter cup. So I'm just going to mix the water in this insulated cup, and we're going to use this thermometer here. It's a Weber kitchen thermometer, but it's precise to 0.1 degrees, either Fahrenheit or Celsius. So, which brings up an interesting point. Note the precision of some of our measurement tools will be diminished or not as accurate as some of the things we have in the laboratory. So it's good to note for your error measurements that the thermometer we're using is precise to 0.1 or 1/10 of a degree. The measurement cup that I'm using to measure the water isn't as precise. It's kind of very rough, but I will do it as best as possible to assure that the masses that we measure, or the volumes that we measure out of this cup are the same at the same level. This way we'll have the same mass. So let's get started. Join me at the stove. Thank you. Hello everyone. So let's get started. This is part one of the experiment. This is the mixing. So what we're going to do is, first I will take this cold water and I will measure out as precisely as possible 150 milliliters. So I did it as close as possible, and what we're going to do then is we're going to heat this up to somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to pour it into my getting all of it out there, and let's heat it. I'll put it on a low flame rather, so we can get a slow heat. Now, we'll also pour out 150 milliliters of cold water. And might have a little too much. Pour some of it back. A little too much. Now again, remember the precision of our devices and our equipment when doing your error measurements. Meanwhile, the thermometer that I have here, I've set it to Celsius. Okay, so right now it's at 27.4 degrees. And what we'll do is, once this gets to somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees, we will mix that in here. We'll also mix this in there. And we will be sure to measure the temperatures of each before we mix them. And let's see where we're at now. So the instant read off this thermometer is about 44.0. So we have a little ways to go. I'll try to edit this out later, but if not, thank you for your patience. Now let's see where we're at. So we're making progress. The reading on the thermometer is 51 point. Okay, so we're still heating this water. Let's see where we're at. So we're at 78.1. Let me take it off the flame. Let's let it settle a little bit and measure it, the temperature. So we've gone a little above 80, but that's okay. We're at 84.9 degrees. And then let's check the temperature of the cold water. So that's at 18.9 degrees, the colder water. Let's just confirm the temperature of this. Looks like we're at 84.5 and stable. So we're going to mix them into the calorimetry cup. Gently, carefully. Okay. And I'm going to stir a little bit just to let the system equilibrate. And let's read the temperature of 49.8 degrees Celsius. So at this point, you should have enough information to complete the first part of part 1. Now in a moment, we will do the second part of part 1, which involves slightly different volumes of hot and cold water and a similar experiment. So I'll see you in a minute. Hello everyone, welcome back to the mixing experiment, the first part of Lab 9. Now we're going to move on to the same experiment we just did, just with uneven volumes. So what we'll do is we'll measure 100 milliliters and heat that, and we'll take 200 milliliters of water and keep that at a cold temperature. So let's start. First thing, I'll measure out 100 milliliters of cold water. And that's pretty good. We got 100 milliliters. Now it has to settle, but so what I'll do is I'll start the flame again on a low heat. And I'll heat up the 100 milliliters of hot water. Now, while I'm doing this, I'll prepare the 200 milliliters of cold water. So, since this is doesn't have capacity for 200 milliliters, I'll do 100 milliliters twice. And I'm pouring it into the calorimetry vessel. Okay. So we have 200 milliliters of cold water in here. And as it's insulated, we can go ahead and measure the temperature now. So I put the thermometer in. Looks like it's at 20.6 degrees Celsius. Now, we can expect that to hold for a few minutes, or a few seconds rather. And then let's see where we're at with the hot water. Now remember, target is between 70 and 80. And it looks like we're at 47, so we have a little ways to go. increase the heat drop. Increase the flame rather. I'll sit here for a moment. We're at 51.9, so making progress. It shouldn't be much longer. Put that more directly on the flame. $60.2. Getting hotter and hotter. Okay, we're at 69. We're at 71.5. So I'm gonna take it off the heat right now, and let's let it equilibrate, and then I will take one final temperature reading. So it's stable at 76.3 degrees. So that's at 76.3. Real quick, let's just see where we're at with this. So the temperature of the cold water is at 20.8 degrees, so it's gone up slightly. As it and let's then combine the two. Okay, so I'm going to stir with the thermometer. And let's do a temperature measurement of the mixture. So it's holding stable at 38.4 degrees. So this should give you all the information you need to complete the part one of the experiment. So this is the second part of mixing. And we'll return shortly with the latent heat portion of this experiment. Thank you.